Hello, leaders. Have you ever had a team member who just couldn't seem to do anything right concerning his or her job? Well, today we're going to talk about how that may not necessarily be your team member's fault. It may be partially your fault. Welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. If you're new to this show, this is the daily leadership show that's designed specifically for mid-level leaders and team leaders. Every week I discuss a different leadership challenge and offer you encouraging tips to help you and your team run to your challenges. Be sure to download your free guide, Combating Low Productivity, at runtoyourchallenges.com. It'll be a great resource for you and your team in the future, and it can help you follow along and take notes all week long. Okay, let's talk about this week's challenge of combating low productivity, and today's specific challenge is focusing on weaknesses. You know, I may be a bit naive, but I believe everyone has a potential to do great work, providing we set them up for success. The problem is, we don't always have them working in a position they are designed to do or made to do. And the more your team members are in unfavorable positions, the more they are getting worn out trying to do something they just aren't designed to do or simply aren't any good at. I think many of us have it backwards when it comes to developing our team members. I mean, think about this scenario. If our people aren't good at something, we usually pump all kinds of time and money into them, trying to train them to be better at something that they just can't do. We often spend time figuring out what our team members' strengths are, but it's just as important to figure out what their weaknesses are to ensure they aren't doing something that they are naturally terrible at. Additionally, I've worked with many organizations that give their people strength and personality assessments, but then they don't really do anything about the results. They just basically have their employees study the results and consider that professional development. I mean, come on, you're killing yourselves if you're doing that. If you aren't utilizing the results of the assessments that you're taking, what's the use? I mean, it's kind of like ordering a pizza and then just sitting it on the table and looking at it, but not ever eating it. Who does that? Nobody, right? And you shouldn't do that with your people either. Hey, my point is to acknowledge the results of the assessments, whether it's a strengths assessment, a personality assessment, an emotional intelligence assessment, etc., because assessments expose truth about your individual employees. Use the results to improve the conditions and/or the job of each of your team members. Study the results with each of your team members and really break it down. How can it improve the situation? How can you adjust things and possibly customize the employee's job description to match up with his or her strengths while minimizing the amount of time spent doing things in their weak areas? Man, if you do all this, you're going to improve the environment for everyone on your team, and your overall productivity is going to increase because you'll have your team aligned properly with what they're good at. Now, if you think this is easy, think again. It takes some focus, time, and effort. But let me tell you, it's worth every minute and cent that you may spend. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for today. Even though, man, I could talk about this topic for hours. I just love working with teams in this area because it creates lots of light bulb moments. It's when people take off the blinders and can actually see the new light shining through. Hey, before you leave, be sure to pick up your free guide, Combating Low Productivity, at runtoyourchallenges.com. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you share this show with other leaders, including your HR directors and your CEOs, so your entire organization can run to your leadership challenges together. Go ahead, just hit that share button right now on all of your social media platforms. Hey, thanks for listening, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.